Hello, internet world. My beautiful wife is in the living room. I'm in the kitchen. I did a little bit of cleaning today, not a whole lot. But what I did do was I worked on for Thieves Vinegar. I don't know if you could hear her. She says this stuff stinks. This stuff right here is strong. This is camphor. The light isn't going to let you see it, is it? I don't remember how much is in here, but I took 2 tablespoons of camphor. I don't know if it's camphor oil or what, but liquid camphor. What? No, I closed everything up. I don't know if you can hear, but I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to my wife. So this is the first bottle. What I did with it today was I poured it out into a cloth, or over a cloth that was in a glass bowl. Don't want to use metal with vinegar. And this is my second batch. This lid isn't wanting to stay on very well, and the label's wanting to come off, which is okay, I guess. Yeah, the lid doesn't want to stay on that one very well. But, okay, the biggest difference is you can go back. This was like, I think 2 months ago when I made my first batch, which is this bottle, but it's been filtered out now. I didn't want to take all of it out. I didn't want to take all the herbs and stuff out, but so I didn't. So it's most of the big stuff was first of all, it was a hassle to remove it all. I used a skewer to help get it out. And then what I did was I took a glass bowl and I put a cloth in it, and then I poured the liquid out into the bowl over the cloth, and then I had to get all that stuff out and shaking it. I'm getting a skewer trying to get it out. Took a while, but I finally got it all out. Then I took the cloth and I wringed it. I twisted it to get all the liquid out. I took the liquid, I put it back in the bottle. I then put 2 tablespoons of camphor in there. I also took some, now I use more, whenever I cook, I use more garlic than any recipe is ever called for. And I've never had it come out bad necessarily. I have burned it once or twice. Burnt garlic isn't the best, but it's still edible. But this, you use raw garlic. And the original recipe that I made, I put both crushed and whole garlic in here. What I did was I took the whole garlic and I put it, that was still in the bottle that I took out of the bottle, and I put it in the new one. I also took maybe 5, 6, 7 hold on, hon, 1 second, habanero chilies, and I sliced and chopped those up and put in here. Put some bay leaves in here, because guess what doesn't like bay leaves? Some bugs. The pantry moths do not like bay leaves. They're flying around our apartment because I put bay leaves in all the cabinets. So they have no place to go. The chilies and some cayenne chili. I put 2 tablespoons of cayenne chili, 2 tablespoons of camphor oil, and then the recipes, which you can find on my other video. Although I added like wormwood and a couple of other things. that were not in one of the recipes. They were in other recipes, so I added those. This is going to sit. Now, I originally wanted to sit this for 6 months. That sat for over 2 months, but not 6. So this one may sit for 6 months. I don't know yet. But after I'm finished with this bottle, once this is ready, I'm probably not going to make any more for a while, because you really don't need a lot of it. And it's like when I make a I forget what that recipe is that I was making. Use vinegar and honey and ginger. Oh boy, that's good. Now, I didn't put any honey in these because honey would attract certain bugs, and you don't want to attract them. You want to do the opposite of attract. So you want to repel them. So I didn't put any honey in there. I didn't put any ginger in there. I did put garlic. I put the camphor oil. Not much is going to want to mess around with camphor oil. That's some powerful stuff. My mother had a chest that my dad got probably in Thailand or Hong Kong, and it's lined with camphor wood, so it smells to this day like camphor, which keeps the bugs away. I mean, at the absolute least, it keeps the bugs away. Second, when you don't have this much camphor, this is powerful stuff right here. When you just have a little bit of camphor, it's actually very pleasing. It has a very pleasing aroma. But anyway, I guess that's all I really wanted to say. Now, in Texas, when I lived there for almost 50 years, and I ate chilies all the time. I prepared them at home. I ate them at home. I ate them at restaurants. So I ate chilies almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And I was used to them being on my fingers and stuff. It didn't bother me. Now, living in New Ireland, formerly known as New Hampshire, the state legislator changed the name of the state a few days ago. The governor already signed it into law. So what was New Hampshire is now New Ireland. But I don't even know why I was mentioning that. But anyway, so here in New Ireland, I rarely eat spicy food. So I'm not used to having that spicy stuff on my fingers anymore. It still doesn't bother me, but I mean, if I can get it in my eyes, and it'll bother me. But I have to be more careful than I used to be, because I'm just not used to it anymore. But this stuff is supposed to be good for well, let me tell you the story. When during the Middle Ages, during the plague, the people would go pick up bodies, and supposedly, I mean, one of the stories is that they would use Thieves Vinegar, or what became known as Thieves Vinegar. They put it around their ankles, their wrists, their neck, wherever bugs could get in or on you, exposed parts of your body, and wherever they could get into your clothes. And it's supposed to help repel them. Also, with all this stuff in there, it's probably extremely nutritious. I have found another vinegar recipe that I'm not going to make because my wife wouldn't want it, and after looking at it, I'm not sure I would want it. It's some sort of hot chili vinegar. When I was a boy, the only time we really ate anything spicy was when my mother would make greens. She'd cook greens. My wife, she's from the South too, and she likes greens. Actually, we need to buy some stuff to make greens. I like to use like 3 different greens together, but there's kale, there are collard greens, or we just call them collards, and something else. And you put all that together. You just boil it. As soon as it's ready, you take what we have was like white vinegar, and you put it in a bottle with little chilies in it, and it just kind of spices it up a little bit. Not a whole lot. You don't even notice the spice. I don't anyway. But my wife doesn't like that. She likes the grains, but she doesn't like the spicy stuff. So, I have to think about that, and I don't always do a good job about thinking about that when it comes to cooking for other people, because I'd be eating a lot of spicy food by myself, because my wife and my first wife too, they, neither one really cared for it. They're not from South Texas. They never lived in Texas. My first wife, she got to see Texas a couple of times, but she never lived there. My current wife, she's never even been there. But I know where I want to take her to eat if I ever get to take her down there. Anyway, so hey, little baby. Okay, last thing. Kitten time. This is Misty. Misty, you want to say hi? Say, my mom and daddy call me a billy goat because I make a billy goat sound. And I'm little compared to my brothers and sisters. I'm itty bitty. But my big brother Boo, he loves me to death. We wrestle and play and all sorts of stuff. We chase each other. Yeah. Is that you on the screen? She sees herself on the screen. Okay. Down you go. Okay, have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.